Hi, so today I'm back again to do another small craft haul. So it's really short, it's gonna be probably a really short video, but I just wanted to show you some things that I bought. So the first thing is at my local scrapbooking store, I did convince him to order some Mama Elephant products. So he has been getting the stamp sets. That's why I have been getting some of the Mama Elephant stamp sets recently. And I just convinced him to buy or order these two colors of ink pads for his store. So these are the Mama Elephant pigment inks. I don't have any of them yet. There's the Fresh Mint as well as the Rainwater. So these two inks are gonna be it's gonna be really nice to have in my collection. I'm still deciding. Again, if any of you have a preference, please leave it in the comments below. If not, it's okay. But I wanted to know between the Mama Elephant, the Avery Elle, and the Memento Luxe, which one is people's favorite. I heard many good things about them all, so I think that I'm just gonna get a mishmash of them, although I did want to one day get a collection of mostly all one type. So I'm just gonna decide, and in the future I'll just look through the colors and see which one I'm gonna like better. So for now, I got the Fresh Mint and Rainwater. These are the two colors that he got in, and I'm gonna get to see how these work in comparison with, I do have a couple of the Memento Luxe, or a few. So now the next stamp set that I got is the Up and Away. Many crafters use the Up and Away many times in past videos. It is a little bit older one of the Mama Elephant stamp set, so because of that reason, it's not being used as much now. But now that I got it, I'm really happy that I got it, and it's going to be a good collection, a good addition to my collection. Also, as you see here, I got the Mama Elephant Party Kit. I do not have any balloon stamps, so these I thought would be a really good addition to my collection because I have no balloons, and I thought that, especially for this stamp set, that it would be really neat if they could be floating with these balloons here. You can use these balloons, of course, but using these ones would be a really nice way to get use of both of the sets. So that's why I decided to get them both together this time. Also, I like this really nice scripty thanks here, so I'm really gonna be happy getting to use all of these, even this dot over here, this dotted line. So this is gonna be really nice to get to use all of these. So please look forward to more of my card videos, which I'm going to be using these newer sets. Now, one more thing, I'm just going to go ahead, and I wanted to try to test these ink pads out for the first time in this video here. I'm just going to open it. Again, this is going to be my first time using them and testing them out, as well as getting to really get to see how this pad is and everything, and how it's going to stamp out. So it's going to be a really nice first time experience for me. So I'm going to even get to use this stamp here, because usually the best way to see if you have a good pigment ink or a good ink pad is if you use a really solid stamp. So I'm actually gonna use this star stamp here and just see how it works. So let me find a block, a smaller one. Okay, so here I have a block here, and I have this stamp. It is newly coming out of the package, so if you wanted to prime it, go ahead and prime it. I know certain people use archival ink or StazOn or different inks. I personally don't like to use those inks to prime it, just because of the reason that it will stain your stamps or your clear stamps. So that's the reason why I don't use those inks, and I usually just prime it with some kind of even Memento ink or any ink. I just do it one time before. I have heard other people have better results with priming it with archival though, so you can decide what you want to do. So the first thing, I have Mama Elephant here. I just opened it. This is the Fresh Mint color. I'm going to test it out for the first time. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. And already off the bat, I can tell it's a really juicy ink pad. I'm tapping it really lightly, and I'm getting really good coverage here. So this is something that I'm really impressed about already, and I'm gonna just go ahead and test it out this first time. Already I can see that I'm gonna get a really good result on this first stamping. So you can see this is the first stamp, so obviously it has residue on the stamp because I didn't prime it or anything, and it's still stamped out really well. So let's try again, and then we'll see how it turns out. So I'm just gonna be moving it on the ink pad. Sometimes that helps to ink it up and helps to get a really good coverage. And then once again I'm gonna go ahead, and this time I'm actually gonna push a little bit harder. That first time I didn't want to make sure that it was gonna not stamp out really well. So you can see obviously once it kind of got primed here, you can see how solid that image is. It's really amazing. The color is really nice and vibrant there. It's stamped out really perfectly. The edges are really clean and crisp, and you can see that line there. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit, that how thin it gets, and then at the same time it's stamped out so well. So I'm actually I'm gonna go ahead too, and what I have the idea of doing is I'm gonna take the rainwater now, I'm gonna go ahead and ink it up in the rainwater as well. Sorry, had to get my baby wipe here. Now I wanted to, because I did see the colors online, he does post pictures of I go to Jay's Knickknacks, which is on King Street for the people that live on Oahu, and I do really like going to that store for most of my card making supplies, and because of that reason he does post pictures, and I couldn't really tell the colors from online, but I know that a lot of people use especially the rainwater, and then I really like fresh mint, so mint is pretty much my favorite color. So I thought that it would be a nice mixture of my greens and my blues, because those are my favorite colors. So I'm going to test out this rainwater ink pad, and again, just off the bat, it's really juicy, and it's a really amazingly good ink pad, pigment ink pad. So I highly recommend that you buy, if you're gonna buy inks, you should buy Mama Elephant pigment inks, because they really work really well. So again, that's the first stamping with this blue, and you can see how it turned out really nice. I could probably even get a little bit better stamping than this, but it's really good. You'll never get a dye ink pad to look as good as these ones. Now I'm just actually gonna try one more time, and I like to do the rock and roll technique, so I'm just gonna go ahead and test that out on this stamp here. I thought it would be kind of nice. I'm probably gonna do it, if it turns out nice but in between these two colors, I'm probably gonna go ahead and do it in a future video. So here you see here, I'm inking it up in fresh mint because it is the lighter color of the two. Then I'm just gonna take, this is the rainwater here, and then I'm just gonna zoom in a little bit, and I'm just gonna rock it on. So touching the bottom of the stamp pad onto and rocking it on. Now that's gonna make the bottom more blue and then the top more green. So I'm just gonna do it a little bit more, and then that should be good, and let me just test it here. And you can see that's a really, I think I rocked it a little bit too much because it did really get the blue on it. Let me try one more time. It is kind of tricky with this technique. Sometimes you don't know how much you have to push, because sometimes the color, you can't see the color, especially you can't see the color from the back. of the ink pad or the back of the stamp sometimes when you cover the entire stamp with the ink. So because of that reason, you have to be a little bit more careful. So I'm going to go ahead, ink it up in the fresh mint one more time. And then rock the stamp just a little bit. And then go ahead and stamp this down. And this time I think it should turn out a little bit better. And there, that's how it should turn out. So let me zoom it in here. You can see that the top half is more minty color, and then this bottom half obviously has that rainwater color. So this is going to be really nice to add onto your cards because the mixture of the two colors work really well. So I'm definitely going to be using this mixture, using these stamps even on in a upcoming video. So thanks for watching. If you want to see any of my other card projects and cards, please visit my blog at micahscrafts.blogspot.com. And thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye.